First question for Matt. Start with Mark on the right side, second row.
Matt, yesterday you were saying how the adrenaline's going to be flowing and everything. It just, I mean, doesn't even feel like you made a cross-country flight after playing a doubleheader today?
No, it's good. You know, there's enough adrenaline, caffeine to make up for that. But for real, these are the games you worked for all year. So, you know, be able to get to this point, no matter kind of schedule we had yesterday, we're ready to go.
How strange was that playing those two games, having a celebration like a normal celebration, and then realizing, okay, now we're going to play in less than 24 hours?
Yeah, I wouldn't say it was you know, the full clinching celebration, because you know, we were conscious of what we had to do today, and you know, we had to get on the plane pretty quickly. So it was a crazy day for sure, but anytime you get the chance to pop some bottles, take a moment to celebrate what you accomplished throughout the year, getting into the playoffs, never gets old.
Justin, up in the front on the right.
Matt, obviously you've seen Smith-Shawver a fair amount since he came up. What are the traits that kind of make him built for this moment and just, kind of level him for success here?
Well, I think he's a pretty level-headed guy, calm demeanor. You turn on the TV, you see his stuff, it stands out. He's hasn't had a ton of opportunity with us this year, but that's another guy that we feel confident getting on the mound, and we're ready to roll behind him.
With the back on the left.
Hey, Matt. Yesterday, Mike Schultz mentioned that he's a very different team that you guys will be facing since the last time you played. Just how different do you see this Padres team since mid-July?
I think they added a couple arms. Some guys that we've seen around before, but I think the main components are there. The team we faced in July series here. It's a really good team. There's no doubt what they did this year is no fluke by any means. They got a very solid roster, and we're looking forward to the competition.
Zach, down in the front on the right.
You mentioned AJ just 21, making his second start of the year. Do you say, listen, man, just do your thing, take a deep breath. We, the offense, we got you. We'll do our thing.
For sure. It's always the best advice you can give a younger guy. This isn't. He's had plenty of starts. He knows what he needs to do to stay within himself. I talked about the stuff. It's not like he needs to go out there and throw harder or try to make, breaking ball nasty or anything. It's already there. So for him, just dialing it back, making sure to, get some breaths in and go out there and tack like you normally would.
Gabe on the left side.
Whatever happens tonight, just could you share the team's confidence level in having Max going tomorrow, and just what you've thought of how he's looked these last couple out?
I mean, Max is as consistent as it gets. I always talk about his ability to adjust based off hitters. There's a lot of guys in the league who have their pitches, and that's what they're rolling out that day. 3-4 pitches. I feel like Max is able to tinker with things. He's got a four seam that stays true. He's got a four seam that cuts. He's got a cutter. He's got a sinker. He's got changeup, curveball, sweeper. He's got all these different components, and is really good about figuring out how he wants to approach guys. So you could see him one time, and he'll be a completely different pitcher the next time and try to attack you a different way. And I think that's a testament to his preparation, obviously knowing what he wants to do, having a game plan. And between the catchers and Sal and Cranny, they put together a good game plan.
Mark?
You guys overcame a lot all year. Do you embrace the underdog role right now?
Yeah. I think when people don't think you can do something, that drives you. And we don't listen to, we don't go seek out the chatter, but sometimes you hear some stuff, and that can absolutely drive you.
Jeff, down here on the left side.
So logistics. What time did you get into San Diego? What time did you go to your hotel, and how did you feel when you finally lied down?
Well, the answer to the last one was tired, but I think we got in about midnight, You know, just trying to get on schedule as quickly as possible. 3-hour difference almost kind of helped us a little bit to be traveling late, so you stay up and try to get on that schedule. But it is what it is. It's time to go.
Justin?
Obviously, Matt, it hurts to not have Chris Sale, but just because of everything you have been through and what you've talked about all year, do you feel like this team's pretty uniquely prepared for any situation like that?
Yeah, we've had a few scenarios where you just got to roll with the punches. You know, incredible year that Sale had during the regular season. Stinks that he's not going to be able to be on this roster, but you know, it's been that next man up for a while this year, and you know, we got Smith Shawver going tonight and Max going tomorrow, and you know, sure, we'd love to have Chris Sale on the mound, but we're just confident with those guys.
Dave?
I was going to ask you about Chris Sale, but I'll instead ask, what do you think this team learned the last couple of years going to Philly to start out, or after you played at home? But what did you learn from those experiences? It's going to be a cauldron here, just like there. Do you think that you'll benefit from having played those games in Philly and being a little shorthanded last year as well?
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt that, you know, Philly's a great environment, especially in the postseason. I would put this place up there with it. That's what you want. You want those environments. You want the rowdiness. You want the postseason vibes. It's part of the fun of it. So I think it's nothing but embracing it. You know, you might hear some names thrown your way, but it's all in good fun for me.
We'll finish up with Barry in the front.
Hey, Matt, Barry Bloom from Sportico. So I was in Arizona yesterday, and some of the D-backs said as they were watching the second game that they were a little daunted by the fact that they didn't think the Mets were putting on their best effort. It was kind of an odd situation there where they'd clinched, you had to win. You're on the field. How did you feel about what the effort was?
The Mets?
Yeah.
I think they were trying to win the baseball game. I mean, that's a in-division rival. I don't think they're pulling anything back. You know, if we win that first game, I mean, sure, obviously, you know, Lindor didn't play, resting up, a couple other guys, but this is the big leagues, just trying to win every game.
All right, Matt, good luck tonight.
Thank
for
you.
coming in. Max Fried will be in at 2:30, Brian Snitker at 2:45. All right, we'll get started with Max Fried. Just as a reminder, we do have microphones. Please just wait for the mic. First question from Max. We'll start with Mark on the right side.
Max, you've entered the postseason as favorites the last 2 years. What's a different feel this year? I mean, do you embrace being underdogs?
I think I've watched enough postseason baseball and played in enough postseason baseball to know that anything can happen. At the end of the day, you got to go out there and step between the lines and compete. And it doesn't really matter who's on the other side, who's a favorite or underdog. You got to go out there and win the game.
Gabe on the left side.
Time ago, but this is the franchise that drafted you and traded you. Does it mean any more when you're pitching here and to pitch against them in a playoff series?
I mean, at this point, it kind of feels like a different lifetime. It's been so much time. I've been with the Braves for 10 plus years. So, at the end of the day, everyone, it's a business. You move team to team, but it's just another postseason game. Got to go out there and leave it all out there and try to win.
Dave.
Max, you guys have seen some of your friends and best players get hurt all season. How tough, though, was it to see Sale, who's had this comeback year where he finally stayed healthy and get to the biggest game of the year and not be able to pitch? How tough was that for you guys and for him if you got a chance to talk to him? How is he taking it?
As a teammate and friend, your heart breaks because you see how hard he worked throughout the whole year, the preparation that he takes, and what he does to make sure that he's ready for his starts. He was as diligent and disciplined as I've seen, and it was a pleasure to watch, especially watch him to go out there and compete. And I know that this this stage and postseason baseball is what he lives for, and it's his favorite time of the year. And to know that he's not on the roster and he's going to be missing this series, I know that it's a tough one, but hopefully we can come in and win, and he has an opportunity to come join us later on.
Justin.
Max, I know you guys have a lot of confidence in Smith-Shawver to get it done tonight. What was your message to him as somebody who has been in that spot of making a first postseason start?
Go out there, leave it all out there, have no regrets. I haven't had a chance to really talk to him since he's got told. It was pretty late, and want to kind of leave him be. But at the end of the day, it's just do whatever you can, leave it all out there, and he's got good stuff. It's lively fastball. He throws really hard, and he's extremely athletic. So, anything can happen.
Zach.
Because you guys were celebrating 24 hours ago and just flowing into this postseason, when does it click and the heart rate go up? Because it's just so continuous from the regular season, where in the last couple of years you've had some time between the end to the start of the postseason.
Don't have much time to think about it, that's for sure. Got in late last night, and just I know we knew coming into this what it was going to take and what the schedule was going to look like, so it's not like it crept up on us. We knew that we were going to have to play 18, and we were going to have to come the next day and play a game, and we've been mentally preparing for that, and we're ready to go.
Mark.
What you see from AJ during spring training with that changeup, and then again go to that start against the Cubs, did you see that progress he had made, and do you think that that's what the baseball world will see today?
Seeing the progress that he made from last year when he first got called up, extremely young guy, athletic, hadn't been pitching for all that long. I think he started pitching late in high school, so he's got big stuff, big ability, and every time that you talk to him, he wants to learn, he wants to engage and just figure out how to get better. And you can just see the maturation from last year to this year, and to be able to come and make that spot start that he did in Chicago, and he looked unbelievable, and to be able to pitch through the injury that he did, which was he's going to be a really good player for a long time, and I'm excited to kind of see what he's able to do on the stage.
Justin.
I remember you saying in spring that when you first got called up and debuted, you didn't know if it'd be one start, you didn't know if you were going to stick. I know it's a whirlwind around postseason time, but are you ever able to kind of take stock of everything you've accomplished so far and just be grateful to be in this spot again?
I think being able to look back on it, I had not necessarily, but I think you're always grateful, and you're always you don't want to take it for granted that making the playoffs and having the opportunity to play playoff baseball is extremely hard to do, and any chance that you have to do it, you got to make the most of it and do whatever you can to be out there and go to battle with your guys.
Go to Barry in the second row.
Hey, Max, if you have your choice, when you get into the offseason here, would you rather stay with Atlanta, or what do you want to do?
I haven't even thought about that. I've got a game to pitch tomorrow. As far as off season and all of that kind of stuff, that's the furthest thing from my mind right now.
Any last ones for Max? All right, Max. We'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for
Awesome.
coming in.
Thanks, guys.
Okay, we'll get started with Braves manager Brian Snitker. First question we have from Mark on the right.
Yeah, we saw AJ last week, like in the hallway, waiting for the players to come out. Like, do you think at any point last week, like he was talking to Schwellenbach and probably Bobby Witt and those guys, do you think at any point in time he knew he was going to start?
I don't think he knew until this morning when I called him. Well, I know he didn't. It might have been a shock when we put him on a plane with us.
Justin in the front on the right.
Snit, how did he take that news, and just what's your message?
AJ?
Yeah.
I had two calls because we were meeting after the first time because he and Bryce, I called them both originally just to let them know they were on. And then I called AJ back that he was going to, because I told him I didn't know what we were going to do. If we're going to have an opener, if he was going to start it, what, route we're going to go. And then I called him back and he was excited. He said, I'm ready. So he's been through it. He's pitched in playoff game before. And so hope he has fun with it.
And how'd you, him and Bryce are so different just with the repertoire. How did you choose between the two of them?
He's been throwing pretty well. It's just kind of stuff. He's got stuff. And not that Bryce doesn't, but it was just, I don't know, we just all kind of a consensus that we wanted to give it to him.
Dave.
Did you talk to Chris yourself, and what's his mood right now, and is he hopeful?
He actually felt really good this morning when he woke up, and he's not feeling real good. His mood's not good because he wanted to be here. He wanted to be pitching right now, and unfortunately he can't, and I think it hurt him. I mean, he's a guy. I mean, it's tough for him, but I think he was realistic with us and how he felt, and the good news is he, if we advance, he felt the best he's felt in a while today as he gets treatment and everything, but then again he hasn't got on anything yet as far as throwing a side or whatever for a while.
And does Elder give you a kind of a safety net of
just innings, being stretched out? I mean, there's no doubt that these bullpen guys have been rode hard and for the last week, and it's just another guy with some length if we need to.
Zach.
Because it's been such a whirlwind here, 72 hours of the weekend and the rain and the doubleheader. Does it feel like the playoffs, or just feel like an extended the season? Like
No, it doesn't. I think everybody's excited about being here and what we went through to get here. And I think you come and I think everybody woke up and went to breakfast, and it's like they felt good about the fact that we're in the playoffs and have a chance to do something.
Gabe on the left side here, second row.
Snit, whatever happens tonight, just how reassuring is it to have Max going tomorrow, especially after how he looked that last time out?
No, it's big knowing that we have Max in either a elimination game or a game where we can clinch. So coming off a great start in a big game, obviously, and so it's good to have a guy with Max's experience in the postseason to lean on tomorrow.
Mark.
Ian Anderson has the experience. How did that portion of the discussion go?
Just the fact that Ian hadn't been in the big leagues in a year and a half, pretty much. He's continuing to throw in Gwinnett and can still be an option down the road, but I think it was just more that he's in his rehab year. Was the biggest thing.
Barry.
Hey, Snit. For those of us who haven't followed you all year long, what kind of year has it been? It's been an anomaly for the Braves. How'd you guys
It's been a
weather
tough
it?
year. We've experienced a lot of things that we didn't think we would. And 7 months ago when we got to Florida, and it's been challenging, as every year is. I mean, and it's challenging. Everybody that's in the postseason right now has went through something and a lot of things over the course of the year to get here. Nobody's immune to it, and you just have to deal with it. And I think I'm proud of our guys, how they've dealt with all the different situations that we've had, and proud of the guys that we've brought in that have helped us to get here to this point.
Is it, in your mind's eye, strange that you guys won the World Series only a few years ago?
No, I mean, I think that's what we feel like can happen right now. I mean, I tell them every year, you know, the number one goal is to win the division, to get in the playoffs. And if you can't win the division, then get in somehow, because you never know what might happen until you get in. I mean, it could be a play, a hit, anything like that maybe turns the series around. So we're excited to, you know, get this thing rolling.
Any last ones for Snit? Justin, go ahead. Third row on the right.
Hey, Snit. I know, you know, there may not be anything to this, but does it give you guys any confidence knowing that the last two teams to represent the National League in the World Series came out of the wild card round?
No, I think we're all aware of that, and you know, like I say, we're just excited about getting in, because until you get in, you don't have a chance to do something big. You know, you got to get in here and give yourself an opportunity. So that's I think what we're all looking at. You know, we're coming off a big win yesterday to get here, and so I think these guys are excited about getting started.
Justin.
It felt like you guys had that target on your back the last couple of years because of how the regular seasons went. How different of a dynamic is it to maybe be the underdog, or just, you know?
Oh, we're definitely underdog. I think read something that so, but you know, like I say, you still got to play the games. That's why we play the game. That's why when you start in the end of March or early April, you know, there's everybody's all manned and gunned, but you know, that's why we play all these games. And you know, like I said again, anything can happen once we get going.
Third row on the right.
I feel like you mentioned it a couple minutes ago about like momentum. I feel it's such like a fickle thing. Like yesterday, you guys are coming off the big win where you have the lows of the roller coaster loss, and then you have the wins and the celebration. How do you balance that going into a playoff game? And
yeah, you don't. You just put it aside, and today's a new day, and we're getting ready to start a playoff series. I know that seems like now light years away, and you know, it's all about today. You know, again, like we've been doing for the last 10 days, we just want to go 1-0 today.
Any last ones for Snit? All right, thanks for coming in.
Thank
We'll
you.
see you post game. That concludes today's pregame
No,
interview
you
room.
stay back to get treatment.